Don McGregor played a key role in promoting volleyball across the country for over a decade, first as physical director for the Toronto Central Y, and then as an executive member with the Canadian Volleyball Association. Don began his career with the YMCA in 1937 in Brandon, Manitoba as physical director, moving shortly thereafter to Chicago, and then on to the Broadview YMCA in Toronto, where he was director of physical education. He served the Central and Metropolitan Y for over 20 years in various capacities. His dedication and ability in whatever he did were constantly evident. In the 1950s and 60s, volleyball programs and YMCAs across Canada depended to a large extent on the interest and enthusiasm displayed by the physical directors. Some were keen boosters of the game and pushed its development in their programs. Though some schools and colleges included volleyball in their programs, it was the YMCA that supported the competitive game. In this regard, McGregor was at the forefront of advancing competitive volleyball in Ontario and in Canada. Along with Arvo Titus, he coached the Toronto Central Y Estonians that dominated the Canadian volleyball circuit for 14 years from 1950 to 1964. He led this team of new Canadians, and they dominated Ontario League play, won the provincial title, and were the champions of the inaugural Canadian Volleyball Association National Championship in 1953. In 1954, McGregor became secretary of the Canadian Volleyball Association, a position that he held for 3 years before serving as vice president for 5 more. After 2 years as president and 10 years as a member of the executive, Don McGregor tendered his resignation at the first national meeting in Winnipeg in 1964. Upon his retirement from the YMCA, Arvo Titus sent a personal note to Don in which he stated, "My mentor, my friend, my colleague, my fellow Canadian, but most of all, a human being who helped to guide my life when the need was greatest. I can truly say that I am what I am because I had the good fortune to be associated with you for over 16 years when I started here in the New World. Although during these years you were my boss, you were never bossy, and your guidance was mostly by personal example. This helped me and others around you to strive towards your high standards and personal excellence." It may be safely concluded that Don McGregor was responsible for developing the sport of volleyball in the YMCA gyms across Canada beyond a recreational game and into a respected competitive sport. With his tenure as the coach of the Toronto Central Y Estonians, perhaps the most dominant volleyball dynasty in Canadian history, McGregor is deserving of immortality in the coach category of the Ontario Volleyball Hall of Fame.
On behalf of the Toronto Central Y Estonians team of 1953, I would like to congratulate the McGregor family on Don McGregor's induction into the Ontario Volleyball Association Hall of Fame. Don's support to Arvo and our team contributed greatly to our success. He was a strong leader and administrator who loved volleyball.